get to everything all at once. But this was definitely the deck I wanted to lead on today. I think it is definitely the most exciting, if not necessarily the one I think is the best. But there has been just the most hype ever around Venerated Rotpriest. People are going crazy for this card. 1 mana, 1/2. Whenever a creature you control becomes a target of a spell, target opponent gets a poison counter. So I think that there are two ways you can build the deck. I think you can be kind of a boring Ground Rift deck, or you can be a really exciting all-in Storm version of Ground Rift, which is, of course, the version we were always going to play first. So plan A is, of course, to Rotpriest and then Ground Rift to Rotpriest to generate enough Storm to kill them all in one go. What's cool about this deck is you have access to Spellskite, which cuts your required Storm basically in half, although you have to have a lot of life you can pay. But if you go Ground Rift like for 5, target your Rotpriest 5 times, you can Spellskite your Ground Rift targets 5 times to go off. You also have access to a lot of 0 mana spells to get that storm count higher. You have Gutshot, which can also put a counter, can target your Rotpriest. Mutagenic Growth obviously targets your Rotpriest. I'm playing 1 Gather Courage main, 1 in the side for other red decks, but this is kind of like the 5th Mutagenic Growth, although the first copy is better than Mutagenic Growth because it doesn't cost you any life, usually. Well, it doesn't tap the creature, but this says Convoke for 1 green, which this can just tap for 0, +2/+2. And we also, just to be all in on it, the reason we're calling it all in is we're playing Summoner's Pact, so that you can grab your Rotpriest and combo off all in one go. This, of course, is going to contribute to your storm count, which is really nice, and give you access to Rotpriest more consistently, but you are usually going to have to kill your opponent the turn you play this card. So this is going to be like a turn 3, maybe turn 4 play to get him dead. But we're also playing a little bit of a Underworld Breach package, which I think complements this plan really well, where we have access to the Channeler Bauble Manamorphose Breach plan, where this is going to be good if we're building up our storm counts. We can, dig for a Summoner's Pact for Rotpriest, Ground Rift. I think that this is kind of I don't want to say obvious, but a really good package to be playing in the deck as well. Couple other one-ofs. We have 1 copy of Wild Cantor, which is just kind of like a fine card to draw. Just if you have 1 copy, you can play it as a Lotus Petal for the following turn. But the main purpose of this card is so that your Summoner's Pacts can be like just +1 Storm if you need them to be. Although a lot of times, like, what you want to do is just get a second Rotpriest, because a second Rotpriest is also like really, really helpful. There's gonna be a lot of ways to cobble together wins. And then we're playing 1 Grapeshot as like the 5th Ground Rift, because this can target your Rotpriest to trigger it as many times for Storm for 2 mana instead of 1. But of course you can also just target your opponent's face. So this would be a 4-land hand if we weren't playing Traverse. It would be a snap mulligan. It's maybe a mulligan anyways though. Yeah, I think this is a mulligan anyways. Just thinking out loud. Alright, let's keep this. Grapeshot loves this my hand though. What do you think March of Bridging Life would work since it can turn your second Rotpriest in the battlefield? I think March of Bridging Life is worse than Summoner's Pact, and it's worse than Traverse the Ulvenwald in this shell. I think that in your Storm deck, in a proactive Storm deck like this, the pitch cards have like a really, really harsh cost to them. It's not something I'm viewing as being like particularly free. And we can kind of take a look at like our Summoner's Pacts and our Traverses and think about when March would be better. When I started the stream, the same time I started every single day for the last almost 4 years, 9 a.m. Wild Defiance in the sideboard. I feel like I like the Mutagenic Growth and Gather Courage a lot more than Wild Defiance as like anti-red cards. There's just a lot like 3-mana enchantments, Playing 4 fast lands. 0 fast lands. Do not play fast lands in your Breach decks. Play as many fetch lands as possible. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Storm here. Combo with 2 Spellskite? Yeah, sure. That's a good card to have. This means if our next draw, If our next draw is a land, we can combo kill next turn. Gruul Extra not good in the deck. I think that you could play one as a Summoner's Pact target. I did consider it. So like being able to Summoner's Pact for like your Breach Manamorphose turns is kind of interesting. I decided against it because it only really works with 8 or I guess 9 cards in the deck. But I could definitely see wanting it. I think I'll run Elves today. So I think today we're going to play Tyvar Devoted Druid, and then we'll return to Elves maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday. Is today Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday, my dudes. Okay. Alright, so a land wins me the game after the Rotpriest here. Wow, double Rotpriest. I mean, yeah, just have to Rotpriest go. Yeah, I think Tyvar is really good though. We played one match with Tyvar yesterday. Then I went to take care of my beloved Esther, who got rear-ended on her birthday. Dude, 2 Vengevines in the yard. Oh no. Survive. We'll probably survive here though. We'll see. I know that they have a Root Walla, which they're madnessing out right now. Forked Bolt could be a thing. I played Lava Dart over Forked Bolt. Recurl Spell Dancer. I don't think that card's good in Modern, or like at the very least, like it could be okay. But in what deck and what world do you ever play it over like Ledger Shredder or Channeler or Ragavan or Murktide or like a few other options, but like specifically those, I guess. There could be a world. I don't know what it is at the moment. I think it's good in Legacy, but it's also good in Legacy for like largely because like Ragavan and Ridden Six are banned, and there's like less cheap removal spells, and the spells are better. yeah. Not a gross euphemism. Esther was in a car accident, and she's fine. She's totally fine. But a truck smashed her bumper. But we're we'll see what happens. Alright, so this is 12, 15 damage. Block here. Go to 1. The problem is I can't cast my Mutagenic Growth, but maybe that's fine. Because I could draw a land, but then I could go Pact for 1 drop into Ground Rift to Storm count 3. No, I really need that extra Storm. This has Menace, so I don't think I can like super profitably block it. I guess I could block like this, and then depending on how they order, yeah, I could block like this, and then I Mutagenic Growth the one that they put first to have it survive. I take 8, then pay 2, go down to 3, so I could even draw another Mutagenic Growth. But then they take 2 poison, and then I do have to draw something still. But I think a land or like zero or a spell do it, so we get a Surveil. Alright, 2 poison. Not that spell. Okay. That does it. Pact and Upkeep to Thin. Maybe. Is this just lethal? I think like almost any card is lethal. I think any land and like any non-Underworld Breach spell gets the job done. And again, just there's still a lot of evaluation to do. The Green March isn't terrible, but this is like just like every time I'm casting Summoner's Pact, I'm thinking, would the Green March have won in this spot? And the answer again is no. But you also don't lose the game on the next turn, which is something, huh? My opponent might have Leyline of the Void, but you know, Leyline of the Void turning off just Breach is maybe something I'll just tank or like not bring in Force of Vigor to deal with. My opponent likely has some amount of Fury in their deck, and what's good about Fury is that a Mutagenic Growth or Gather Courage does not protect Rotpriest from a Fury. Spellskite also doesn't protect it very well either. I think I still just bring in the Gather Courage #2. I mean, I could bring in like a Tamiyo Safekeeping. Let's do this on the draw too. Oh, not the Gutshot, the 4th Breach. Since I'm kind of expecting Leyline. Bring in Fury on the draw? Maybe, maybe. I don't think Fury's great against Hollowvine typically, but I could see it. So this would be a so again. This is kind of funny. The last hand we had would have been a 4-lander, but we bring Traverse over land, and that was good. But this time it's like still a mulligan. So it's kind of hard to evaluate. Where like, hey, this would be a 5-lander, but we're playing True Traverse instead. I don't like literally. How do I draw so many lands? Like, what is wrong with me? Playing 15 land deck. I how? Inquiry happens, still 3 lands in my hand. I draw another land. And it's not like, it's just like every single game. Like, how do I do this? How? What's wrong? My motive. What is wrong with me? I'm cursed. Yeah, 15 lands is too many. I do think that the Traverse tech is looking like, it looks good. I think it solves some problems. Not, you know, perfect, but we'll see. Their draw seems to be kind of awkward. They discarded a Leyline off the Inquiry, which is, you know, something they're not wanting to do. This is, I don't know, we're not doing so bad. Just having a laugh. I think what Harvest since it could be non-land, turn 1, turn 2. I actually like, I think I really strongly disagree, and I think I really strongly think Traverse is better, where, like usually when you cast Harvest on turn 1, you are getting a land with it, and the fact that this deck is built around a creature in a deck that could very easily get Delirium makes me much more interested in Traverse than Inquiry. I could be wrong, of course, but this is my like initial impression. Wow, they just don't have another creature to bring back double Vengevine. I draw another land. I draw another land. Maybe they'll draw Burning Inquiry. That'd be awesome. They must have just drawn this. I don't know if they can have another creature here. Is Magus better sideboard option than Bloodmoon and Helia? Can be printed for Gary Commission? Yeah, probably. I think I had Bloodmoon in the deck because I wanted to bring it in against Creativity at the time. Okay, so here I can go Bauble, Breach, Traverse. But then I can't also Ground Rift, so I guess I'll wait a turn, and then but I should be able to win. Shuffle a land away. And then I guess I'm gonna Jegantha here. Action pack game, huh? So this is 4, 8, this is 10 out of 15 lands. I'm even playing max fetch lands for like, you know, not for thinning, but like in theory thinning, right? I'm losing it. I'm just totally losing. I think we still win though. I think we're still gonna win this turn. I'm losing it. It not being the game though, at least. So I need to pay 10 life, that's it. I need to make sure I click the ones that are not already targeting the Spellskite. Because I can just choose the other Spellskite here. Just kind of want to get a feel for clicking through the combo though. Alright, we won. I've ever heard. This hand's sick. I'm gonna wait on the Rotpriest still after I have the Spellskite in play. We'll see if my Fragile Texas infrastructure holds. This list is sick though. It's very, very cool. I sure would like to get like at least 4 more creatures in the deck. Ideally 8 more creatures. Athena, come here! Athena, come here! That's right. Come here, Athena. Yeah, it's okay. I was just farting. That's not actually thunder. I'm trying to think. I'm sure you've, you know, poured over the pages a little bit. I wonder if you can play Mirror Retriever. Probably can't play Mirror Retriever. Yes, it's okay. It's okay. Garuda's mostly a mana sink. Yeah, for sure. Like, I understand that, like, Garuda just kind of incidentally fits in the deck, which is what's exciting. But, like, Garuda would be much, much better if you could just play 4 more creatures. And, like, I'm just trying to think if there's a clean way to do it. Cauldra is 7 mana. If Cauldra was 8 mana, you could play Stoneforge Mystic. You might still be able to play... We can't play Nettle Cyst. What's that green creature? That's what we're built around, baby. Oh, this one? The World Grazer. Metamorph? Metamorph could be interesting. I don't think it probably fits super well in the deck. I wonder how bad Phantasmal Image would be. Maybe Metamorph would be better. I think they're dead. Steel Seeker? Could try Steel Seeker, yeah. You have some, like, you know, Surveil Thopter, or sort of the Meek into the yard. To be honest, the deck looks pretty good as is. I don't have, like, a lot of notes. I think that this is a very, very cool list. Easy peasy. Turn 3 kill with Spellskite. I have hopes for this deck. I think there's a chance that this deck is going to be somewhat real. No, not in this deck. Phantasmal Image in this deck. Oh, Spellskite is like really good in Modern right now. I like Spellskite. I would maybe go down like one of the main deck Chalices, one of the main deck Explosives, play like 2 Spellskites. But overall, my impression is that this deck is like really sick and doesn't need a lot of work. It's, you know, this is one of those, like, very clearly you've put a lot of time and thought into this one, and I like it a lot. Yeah, 4 Blast Zones is probably too many Blast Zones. I do agree with that. Although it does have synergy with the power conduits. And your mana requirements aren't too harsh, but I would maybe go down to like 3 and play 4 Fountain. On the draw against Titan, I'm probably wanting to play like 3 Forces. I've asked Caleb sure about the list. I haven't. I've been working on this by myself. I know I like Caleb a lot. I have a lot of respect for Caleb, but I've also been building a lot of Storm decks in Modern lately, you know. I think I know what I'm doing. Even on the draw, I went 4 Force of Vigor. It's probably a little too many. I feel like Jegantha is totally useless. We've already bought it twice. We cast it once. Listen, it's just a free card. We're not gonna have the dumb Jegantha conversation again. It's just so dumb. I'm so sick of it. I don't like that it's worth it too. You know what I mean? I also don't like that you have to play the stupid card. I've said this many times. Jegantha is the best card in Modern that will never be banned. Ooh. I guess I should wait. I'm gonna draw a different green card. It just is good enough to play, in my opinion. It just even when you're bringing in Force and Fury, like, it's always going to be an Out to Blood Moon. You're going to be in like top deck wars some amount of the time. It's just, I know it's so dumb. You can just also not play it if you don't want to play it. It's fine. Well, they're dead if we draw a land, I think. No, Jegantha can't be pitched because anything you're pitching it to, except for March, would turn off Jegantha. So I can go Summoner's Pact for... I can never remember the name of the card. The 1/1 into Ground Rift. So that's gonna be 6 more Infect, which is 1 short, and then I die. Yeah, Wild Cantor. I can never remember the name of Wild Cantor. But we're in a spot where any 0-mana spell, any land wins us the game. Oh, we don't even need that for next turn if they don't have any blockers, or even just 1 blocker. We can attack for the last Toxic. How do you see Tyvar and Yawgmoth? I think in Yawgmoth, Tyvar is worse than Grist. And you can't tutor it either. So I that's kind of my first impression. It doesn't work very well with Wall of Roots, or like there's the static ability isn't super relevant. So I think that Tyvar is going to go in other shells. I was dreaming about Tyvar and the Priest of Felrights. I was having like literal dreams about Tyvar with Priest of Felrights last night. How do you feel about Hellraiser in a fair show like Rakdos? So I played Hellraiser in a fair mono red list on Monday, and I liked it a lot there. I thought that was the best show we had for it by a decent amount. All right, this should be lethal if they don't have Dismember, or even if they have Dismember, they get 2 more poison. But we storm for 6 Toxic, then just attack for the last one. Marty Shadow worth revisit with you here? Maybe, yeah. I really wish that you could keep Obosh, though. All right. Summer's Pact would have been also still better than the March in that spot. Maybe not. I'm gonna keep this. Yeah, we'll definitely play Tyvar Grizzly Salvage. Tyvar plus Dothy Voidwalker is kind of cool too. Someone mentioned that yesterday. And so like I kind of think there's maybe like an Abzan mid-range deck with like Stoneforge Mystic, Dothy Voidwalker, like, and then like a somewhat fair Priest of Felrights that can like just bring stuff back, flashback for later, can bring back like Solitude and stuff. That's what it literally was what I was dreaming about last night, but I think sounds very fun at least. There's just so much going on with this set. It's really sick. Unearth, yeah. I was also like dreaming about like Reanimator, like harder Reanimator with like Witch's Cottage, but I couldn't figure out why Witch's Cottage. If this is creativity, Spellskite is really good against creativity. I've just been like loving Spellskite in Modern lately. Okay, not creativity, probably. Sometimes they play a forest though. I have to dream about magic. I don't know. Probably not 5 out of 7 nights. It's, you know, I think I'll have like really vivid magic dreams where I'm like playing a match or might need that mana. I'll have like if I draw like Grapeshot, this wins me the game to pay the life here. Ooh. That should be a win. I'll have like the really vivid magic dreams like a few nights out of the week. Is Chad of my dreams? They're in my nightmares. Yeah, poor Athena. Maybe you could give her an anxiety pill.
I did.
Okay, good mom.
She, like, when she hears me crushing the pill, she knew that she was going to get the peanut butter with it. Before I even opened the peanut butter jar.
Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting to redirect. Sorry, hold on, I'm comboing, sweetie. Esther has an uncanny ability to walk in whenever I'm comboing. But we're going to win anyways.
Yeah, but She usually knows the sound of the peanut butter jar opening, but this time she knew the sound of the pills being crushed. She's like, I'm gonna get peanut butter. Drugs.
Peanut butter is better than drugs. Deck's seeming pretty sick. We've had a couple matches in a row where we haven't been like incredibly mana flooded the entire time. And the deck is looking even better. Why do you need to redirect? I don't. It's just kind of good to like be a bit more cognizant of it, but we were safe there. I really could not. People keep suggesting cutting a Spellskite. I would just never ever cut a Spellskite here. I think I want the second Gather Courage. Spike is going to popularize Flusterstorm. You know what's funny is that Flusterstorm is not very good against this deck because all you care is that this targets. You don't care that this resolves. It's kind of funny. Was it Manamorphose for you? Which match were you? A couple. I think they're playing. Rhinos. Can I give you a foil Bob? No. Buy yourself something nice instead of giving me things. Probably can't mulligan this. Yeah, we can't. We have Cantor for extra mana too. Oh, is it 61? Okay, 61 special. You're the paid actor. Skip turn 1. Oh, was it the Hollow One opponent? In the match against Hollow One, the turn I won where I went Breach for Traverse, I think I drew like 11 or 12 of my 15 lands, but we won anyways. But you were also stumbling a lot. Replicate, Repudiate. Kind of mana. Yeah, they are Rhinos. Kind of mana intensive, but not the end of the world. I'll play one of my 2 Rotpriests here. Might be able to attack for 1. Maybe playing Cantor is better because of mana. But we don't need the second Rotpriest either. Okay, notably Fury and Solitude don't trigger the Rotpriest's ability. It's only spells. The Land Binding also doesn't trigger it. I said no. I don't want your Bob. Please. Okay, with the Gather Courage in my hand, I'll go ahead and play this out. My opponent also missed their land drop. Me too. Foil Bob is also probably like 2 tickets. Yeah, unfortunately, it does not protect here. Second Fury is tough. I mean, we'll take the 2 for 1. Couldn't breach back the Rotpriest eventually, in theory. It wasn't me. I mean, even then, I'm not. I don't like the. I'm gonna trade Spike and donate something. It's just, not necessary. I said you have this coming down, huh? Maybe we'll draw a land at some point, or Traverse. Gather Courage! Let's go. No land, not yet. I think I'm supposed to Spellskite this turn, though. So I can do the combo if I draw a land next turn. Any thoughts to play Noxious Revival? Revival's pretty cool. Was a kind of card that I forgot about, I guess. But I like the suggestion. Alright. It's okay. Might take an L. Game 3 on the play. Alright, no lands. Gonna go to game 3. Postmortem Lunge in the grindier matchups. I typically think that the protection spells like Tamiyo Safekeeping are better than Postmortem Lunge, especially because you don't always play Rotpriest on turn 1. I guess that's what I think. Haste also doesn't matter very much in this matchup. Let's play a third Safekeeping. Oh, right. 61. Okay, that's why we didn't draw second land, was 61. I don't know what I was wanting to do instead, to be honest. Yeah, also, like, you know, there's no such thing as grindy matchups, by the way. There are Murktide, and there's Control, and there's 4-color. But, like, for the most part, all of those decks have, like, different cards that are good against them. Why Safekeeping or Traverse Sand? The 2-life is much, much, much more relevant than the pump in this deck. In a deck that's, like, paying life with Spellskite and paying life with Mutagenic Growth, Gutshot, the 2-life is so much more relevant. Why are my streams usually so short? Because I'm just trying to, like, coast as a streamer. I'm really just trying to get in and get out, if you know what I'm saying. You understand. Yeah, I didn't consider the Green March. Someone was talking about the tech this morning. I think it's kind of cool, but for the most part, I think that Pact and Traverse are better. I don't know what you mean my streams are so short. My stream is like 7 hours. I've been going so hard. I've been doing like 10+ hour days for like a long time now. Whatever. Probably want to shuffle that. Play Rotpriest with Safekeeping up. Copyright 2 months. Those are Twitch Prime. I've been doing like 10-hour days, 7 days a week for months right at this point. I'm losing it. Most of it's off stream, of course, but like that's the reason why the stream is good, is because I do so much work off stream. Jegantha 20 months. Thank you. Finds the Valspar's protection spell unless because it uses his opponent's creatures. That's true. I think in this deck the 2-life is really, really relevant though, because of the Spellskite interaction. Does that amount of not work burn me out? Sometimes a little bit, but you know, I also like really, really love what I do, and like I've been doing 10-hour days for this long for a while, right? But it's also like I haven't always and don't always, and so I've been going so hard, like partially because I'm like loving the Dark Souls stuff. There's like so much interesting stuff to do, and like my head is like really in it, and my heart is really in it at the moment. And it's not always, I'm not always as focused, I guess, for lack of a better word, but I've been very focused lately, and when I am focused, I really, really like to embrace it, if that makes sense. So I could traverse for another Spellskite. Yeah, I can't redirect this before it's already targeting it. Thank you, Jachamp, for the 10-pack. If you gotta give stuff from Jachamp, thanks for the thank him. Yes, it was Spellskite was already a target of Fury, so the redirect didn't work there. 10 subs for 10 hours. Let's freaking go. So long, Traverse is the most efficient way to find extra priests. Look at the copy creature effects. Well, what's nice about Traverse is like playing Traverse lets you play only 15 lands. So my first draft this morning had 17 lands, and we kept getting super, super flooded. Even with 15 lands, we drew like 12 out of 15 earlier. But that's the main thought, is that this lets us play. One poison. I get Mutagenic Growth and block. I think I want the Mutagenic Growth after I played the second Rotpriest. Storm Spell is a win here. Breach would be good. Let's see what we draw. Brick. Land. I guess I have to hold this. Can block and Mutagenic Growth defense here. Opponent's at 2 poison right now. I need to draw Underworld Breach. I don't have any other outs. So yeah, I guess I'm definitely blocking Growthing. Yeah, the 2 life definitely relevant here. It's okay. We can, we can lose to another Mana Flood. That's fine. Breach. All right, this is an L that's okay to take. This is an L that's okay to take. I think if anything, like these games, like every game we've lost, we've been kind of flooded, I think, or mana screwed, and I think just like the traverses like really solve a lot of this issue. I think GG's Arias, -2 lands for +2 harvest. I don't think so because I think you need 14 green sources for the harvest / traverse tech. I think you need 14 green sources, which is what we have. And so I think that cutting down is inadvisable. Blue Federation consider. A lot of people are, like, will do with something like that no matter what. I guess I need to play my Rotpriest on turn 1 because of Chalice. No, I don't know. I think we've got a good first draft of this list. I'm pretty happy with where it is. It's just, it's your magic, or you get mana screwed, mana flooded sometimes, and that's okay. Thank you, man. Glad you're liking the stream. Yeah, the interaction with Spellskite is that it's, one, it's just a protection piece, but I thought I bought into Breach. One, it's a protection piece, but it also can redirect and double up on your Rotpriest triggers. Am I going to Mutagenic Growth? I might. So maybe -1 first, -1 land. The problem is, like, you need 14 green sources, in my opinion. So you can be of the opinion that you don't need 14 green sources. That's like a fine take. But I want to play 14. So, and I don't think you can cut the mountain when you're playing Traverse because you need to have the red basic, right? So I think that we're at a pretty good number, to be honest. And like, we can, graciously and, humbly take the L. We'll be playing some Pioneer at some point. Like, just Modern to me has been so interesting lately that I of course haven't been playing as much Pioneer. Okay. Maybe breach that back. Need to find a land. I say the Scavenger Grounds. Ugh. Rough. Yeah. Flood, mana screw, that's okay. Horizon, mana lands, maybe because less lands force artificial mulligans into force flooded mana keeps. I don't know. I think that ultimately we're just gonna need a bigger sample size before we change too much else. I think Breach is a little slow as a 4 of. You could trim a Breach, yeah. I think the card's also like really good in the deck and is a broken card. But I do think we can't cut more lands. I do think that going to 14 is not really an option. Fury, 15 months, thank you. Do you think fast lands to save lives? The thing is, if you're playing Breach, you just have to play as many fetch lands as possible. I think that I see a lot of like prowess lists and fair Breach lists that do still play a lot of fast lands, but in my opinion, like you're lowering your win rate and you just need to play a ton of fetches. Gutshot the token? We could maybe Gutshot the token, yeah. Not sure if that's best. I think I may concede. That's a good no step. Little Pup, 60 months, thank you. Casting the spell lands, deal damage, getting the +1 card not good enough. Yeah, they just enter tapped, Alright. Down a game against E-Tron. Definitely gonna bring in all the forces. Okay, the first Gather Courage is, again, I think better than the Growth, so maybe we just got the Gut Shots, actually. Seems fine. So a few Ragavans today. I play against at least one Ragavan deck. I haven't felt like Breach has been all that amazing. Is there anything else to consider? Well, like, one thing is, like, the Channeler, Manamorphose, Breach, Bauble is all kind of, like, a package of cards. It's also, like, the package of cards that will win you the game through interaction. You know what I mean? We've been playing against some more linear strategies, and, like, having access to that package of cards does make you, again, much, much better against interaction. So I'm not that interested in cutting it, but it's not. I would definitely concede that it's not mandatory either. Huh. Yeah, I can give that. Could play Rin in this list. I think Rin would be pretty bad. Got Gutshot for Noxious Revival. You can get back your fetch back if your mana screwed. Maybe not. I mean, Noxious Revival is a pretty bad card, and Gutshot's, you know, kind of good in this metagame. Not amazing, but kind of good. But I would not play 4 Noxious Revivals. I could get behind like 1 or 2. Alright, I think I'm just going to attack for 1 and pass here. If my opponent plays like Chalice, then I'll, you know, pitch one of these Manamorphoses. Alternatively, like, I could, if I can find like land Rotpriest, then we can kill with Rotpriest, Ground Rift. Although I guess I know my opponent has Spatial Contortion, so maybe I wait another turn. I think I'm gonna cast these since I want to be able to. Okay, against the Relic, I'm gonna agree with this. Get my Surveil when I cast the Manamorphose instead of just having them exile this, and I won't be able to after that. It's Warping Whale? Oh, sure. I know I said Spatial Contortion, but I was thinking Warping Whale. I get those two cards' name confused. Notably, we have Delirium now. So they... Oh, I guess they can... Oh, they can Warping Whale my Spellskite. But maybe be okay. Maybe I wasn't supposed to play the Spellskite. Okay, so playing out Wild Cantor means that as soon as I find a Summoner's Pact or Rotpriest, or I guess Traverse for Rotpriest might do it. I guess it depends on the relic. We had Gather Curse of Fizzlet. This is, you need a green creature to... Oh, so this was actually spot Mutagenic Growth was better than just Courage, but you need a green creature. We didn't have a green creature. They start to tap 2 mana, and then they don't. So maybe another Warping Whale. I don't know why they wouldn't fire one off and just be mana efficient, though. Mutagenic Growth might be beatdown time. Tinkers is mine. Maybe at some point. Oh, they have another Warping Whale? Yeah, Spellskite changing targets does add more poison counters. Pretty cool, huh? They must not have much, right? Blast Stones ain't too bad, though. So I can't go for the Rotpriest because of the Blast Zone. And, like, to some extent, they know that here. Blast Zone's very good against this, huh? We may be able to force them, right? Okay, cool. So... right now we can deal 7 poison. My opponent would be dead to another Mutagenic Growth. Uh-oh. Jegantha. I boarded in the forces, so no Jegantha. No Besieging this list, it's too slow. I mean, yeah, it kind of sucks too. I don't know. It's just just not for this deck. I think I could be wrong, but like you're like with the Traverse fetch land package, it's also not free. They got a Sundering Titan, huh? All right, looks like we've got some outs to kill here. Not that one though. I need my opponent to like cast a spell targeting this here. Okay. They just double check. 2, 3, yeah. I was thinking that there was a chance they would like spatial contortion this in my beginning of combat phase. I'm not winning if I can't win unless like that happens this turn. I've also been thinking Ugin's not very good in Tron lately, at least. Is this deck interested in Inkmoth? Inkmoth would be, I think, pretty bad. It doesn't cast any of your spells. But it would be a different build. Yeah, Yawgmoth is... yeah, people do like to say that there's, you know... They long for a Birthing Pod deck, but Yawgmoth is, like, better than Pod ever was. I mean, okay, that's not true, but... Yawgmoth is about as good as Pod ever was. It's Breach, Manamorphose, and Skites. I don't think that's enough, but... you're right, I'm wrong that it casts none of your cards. It's also like you just need the colored sources, so there's like no way to fit it in either. This has been like a really I'm not that interested in messing with the mana base, and I don't think that I think the mana base is looking fine at the moment. Oh fuck! Sorry, I meant to get Mountain here. Would Vile be okay in the deck? I don't think Vile would be very good. No, I could be wrong. Yeah, Pod would go in Yawgmoth for sure. Yeah, we need to. Oh, this is. I don't know what happened with this prediction. I don't know if anybody remembers. It was whatever the league was before the Tyvar deck. Okay, there's a Karn. Gonna take up. Tick down. Yeah, I've just really been not very impressed by Karn Liberated in Tron lately. Yeah, I'll play some Druid combo today. I haven't played any yet. Whatever red here. I think I'll do red-green. I might cast a Rotpriest if I draw one. Yeah, I mean, at the worst case scenario, I just attack Karn for 1 and can't get rid of another permanent, but I might also find Delirium. Okay, I found Delirium. Good chance I'm going to upkeep this Gut Shot. We'll see what happens, though. Was there ever any bringing this deck when I went towards Classic Effect with Rotpriest? I've been saying over and over that, like, in Classic Infect, I can't imagine playing Rotpriest over any protection spell, any Infect creature, any protection spell. Someone today suggested playing Rotpriest over Noble Hierarch, and I was like, yeah, I guess. That's like, finally, like, a card you can actually cut. But I think I would still rather play Hierarch, to be honest. But, there's a chance Rotpriest is better than Hierarch in normal Infect. Oblivion Stone. Do you think cutting Karn Liberated fill out cards like Wormcoils Ulamog could be an answer? Yeah, I do. We've been kind of theory crafting like what an updated Tron list would look like, and for the most part, like I want to play. I think you want to main deck 4-leveler. I think you want to main deck Golos. Also, I think Golos is like a good card, and Karn's not a good card at like a very simple level, and I guess we value breach here. Yeah, so I think you're gonna main deck Golos, 4-leveler, 4 Golos, and like 2 or 3 Ulamogs. I think Ulamog is good. I don't know if you want 2 or 3 though, especially because like leveler triggers your Sanctum more often too. And I also think you can main deck Spellskite, where Spellskite is like gives you a lot of equity against Ragavan and Boseiju, which are like 2 of your hardest problems, while also like Spellskite just being a pretty reasonable card in the metagame. So so I'm not really 100% sure, but we've been kind of theory crafting it, and like, to be honest, every time I sit down to try to play it, can we beat Ulamog? We could try. We could try. Every time I like kind of sit down to try to build the deck or play the deck, I just get kind of like bored. So, but I might try it at some point. Okay, get one more Bauble. Yeah, and again with all the new cards to play with, and like none of what we just I'll definitely keep a Summoner's Pact. Like none of what we talked about are like new cards. Like I don't know that I will ever get around to it, or sorry, I'll get around to it at some point probably, but not anytime soon. I mean to say, dude, we might actually win this. We kind of need to draw a land. But they also might, they might exile my Channeler, too. Yeah, welcome. I love all the YouTube viewers that pop in and say hi. Always makes me feel nice. If they leave the Channeler in play for me, I could potentially Gutshot at my upkeep. I should bubble myself. Here. So if I just see a land on top. No more fetchables? Oh no, you really? No, I have a mountain. So I need a red fetch land. Oh, red fetch land. I don't know if we have enough though. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 storm. Oh, it's not enough, is it? Cantor is not positive mana, it's just filters. You can jump for a turn. Yeah. This is one more poison though. So I don't think it's enough. Does that change anything? So 1 poison plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 storm. It's 7 poison counters. So close. Yeah, I think I just have to hope that they mess up here. Would March be better here? No. Would it? Dead the Blast Zone? I mean, they have to, you know, take the line, right? You want to draw Pact? I don't mind drawing Pact. It's your mana spell. Okay. Urza's Tower has entered the revealed cards, chat. Yeah, only 1 Cantor in the deck. Plays Urza's Tower. Maybe they don't have Blast Zone, I don't know. Yeah, maybe they don't have Blast Zone. It's impossible to tell. I don't know if I have another Rotpriest in my deck. I don't think I need one though. I do have one. That makes things easier. Oh man, Magic is fun, huh? Magic is just the best game ever. My opponent went turn 3 card liberated. Were they on the play? They might have. Was it turn 3 card liberated on the play, and they Oblivion Stoned me, and they Ugin me, Ulmogged me. I mean, assuming they just had a Blast Zone in their deck, though, they could have won this game very easily. Were they on the play? I can't remember. If they were on the play, it's even funnier. No, I was on the play. But I misclicked on turn 1. I cannot believe we won that game. It's so dumb. Guess I want Force, like 2 or 3 Force. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just want to be fast. I don't know, dealing with yeah, I think on the play I'll probably set up the Forces, but on the draw we probably need them for carding the Great Crater Lock pieces. We got triple Stone Rain. Yeah, don't concede if your opponent's playing Tron. That's all I'll say about that. That's all I'll say about that. You do Safekeeping. Well, we have Spellskite to protect from, like, Dismember, so I don't know that you want if you want Safekeeping, you could play it, though. It also protects from Blast Zone. What's on the Mold of 5? Yeah, I should probably say we have a good matchup. We definitely have a good matchup, but it was just, just a funny to win through all that. If you didn't misclick turn 1, they would have destroyed all my red sources. That's true. What a funny game. Ooh. I think this is a turn 2 kill, or like close to a turn 2 kill. We may be a little light on Storm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're gonna need a little bit more Storm. What deck is for Fury 4? It's like mostly for burn, so you can kill Eidolon super quickly, and then it also comes in against Yawgmoth. I don't think you need Alpine Moon, Magus Blood Moon, because you're just like favored in these matchups. Could be wrong though. We've talked about Lava Dart. Lava Dart would be fine. My biggest issue with Lava Dart is you can't have only Rotpriest as your only creature and then have Lava Dart meaningfully contribute to your storm count is my issue. Okay, drawing a... Oh, okay, so now I can go cast Rotpriest, Pact for Cantor, Gutshot Ground Rift. So this is going to be storm count 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're a little short here. But like surveilling over Lava Dart and like casting Lava Dart is definitely nice. So I guess what we do instead is just go cast Rotpriest, cast one of our Ground Rifts. Could it be better to Gutshot first? No, we don't quite win here. 5, 6. So we can put it, we can 8 poison them. Pact for Rotpriest. Then do what? Thoughts on a transformative sideboard into prowess. Doesn't sound like it would be good. Like you're like what's the idea? You're juking the removal spells. Prowess is also weak to removal spells, right? Pact for Cantor. Well, Pact for Cantor is not positive mana. It's just an extra storm count. So we didn't have we could not win that turn. If we Pact for Cantor, we can deal them a maximum of 8 damage and die to our Pact. So we have to pass. But it's good enough. Okay, so 3-2 this league. Very, very fun. I liked it too. I really liked it. I have a lot of stuff prepped for today. I've been very excited for Tyvar Devoted Druid, and I will say, yeah, this deck definitely felt powerful. I think that this is a great first draft. I'm pretty proud of where this deck is as a first draft. There are a lot of cards to consider. I'm sure there's some maybe some cool technology I missed. But I liked this a lot, and I think it's probably a good time to just sit and dwell on it. Maybe look at some other lists. But I'm very happy with this first draft, and the deck felt definitely very powerful. But more powerful than I was expecting for whatever that's worth. Reasoning for no Grove of the Burn Willows. You need as many